will be all there is to know. When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will.
Mahiligon kayo sa mga awit nga lunsay binisaya.
20 you
is more jobs. Where are we going to get the money to create jobs? We get it from infrastructure, from our robust manufacturing, and from modernized agriculture.
Okay.
So if the president fails to focus more on infrastructure, or if he neglects the manufacturing sector,
true.
or if he is not able to modernize agriculture, there will be no jobs.
Yeah. Now, agriculture and manufacturing weren't high rankers, so to speak, in the Pinoy administration. The growth levels were quite low.
Right.
Why do you think, given the fact that you have President Aquino who's loved internationally, the budget is at its highest, at 3 trillion historically. What went wrong for, what do you think?
Wrong sense of priorities. The main focus of the Aquino administration right now is to give its massive support to the candidate who will refuse to impeach President Aquino.
So you believe that's the intention?
Yes, that is the core of all its actuations.
So that's what they're busy at.
That's right.
Okay. No, but you're talking about in the last 5 years, agriculture had a dismal 1%
That's right.
growth. Yeah. And considering the budget for agri was so big.
Yeah. There is a problem in the distribution of the money to the agricultural workers. And there are too many bottlenecks. Dapat yan diretso na sa barangay captain, for example, water systems, irrigation systems. Biro mo, ngayong summer na ito, bumibili ng tubig ang mga magsasaka.
So will that make financial federalism work then? Because in a way, even if they name it differently, Duterte wants money decentralized from Manila.
Right.
Even Senator Ping Lacson has another term for it. He wants the budget to be decentralized from Manila. To a degree, will that work?
What is so wrong with centralization in Manila, except the persons who have occupied the position? So why punish an entire people just because certain people who were elected to become president were unable to do their mandated duties?
Okay.
You cannot decentralize the budget because we're such a small country.
What would be your first executive act?
First executive act, investigate the commercial survey firms on why their survey results have no relation to reality.
Seriously, if you win as president,
Yeah.
that's your
I'm
first
going to have them
executive act.
investigated.
Okay, number 2, this is for future races. Should all candidates be required in the future to sign a waiver even before running? Should a waiver for the bank secrecy law be a condition to all candidates?
It's not normal, but we live in extraordinarily corrupt times. So I would support that move, provided that it is not open-ended. There must be a definite expiry date.
Okay. Ma'am, we don't have enough time, but tell us your last words, 3 days to go before elections. What would you want to tell the Filipino voter watching you right now? And
What's your vote? There are efforts, even at this time, to distort the results of the election. We have no evidence that the machines that will be used are perfect. There's no scientific evidence. Kaya, maaaring
Who's making the effort? Who do you blame the effort or pin the effort on?
Well, the COMELEC people, but they're working with imperfect machines.
Okay.
At pangalawa, please, huwag naman ninyo ibenta ang boto ninyo. Yun lang ang mahalaga sa buhay natin. Tapos ibibenta ba natin sa alaga na 1,000, 5,000? Masyado namang mababa yan. Sa demokrasya, sinasabi na demokrasya tayo dahil ang mga taong bayan ang nagpipili ng leaders nila. Eh ngayon, kung susundin natin ang mga commercial survey firms, ang nagpipili pala ng ating presidente ay ang commercial survey firms. Ay di magtayo na lang ako ng aking commercial survey firms.
All right.
And I'll place you number 1.
Okay. On that note, Senator Miriam Santiago, it's a pleasure always to interview you.
Kung ayaw makinig, nagbibingi-bingihan. Kung ayaw tingnan, nagbubulag-bulagan. Ilang beses ko na sinagot, yung mga pinagsasabi mo, wala nang bago dyan.
Kung nandyan sila sa ating katubigan at kinukuha pang isda natin, tatawagin ko ang Coast Guard, bombahin ko yung mga iyon.
Ang mga kababayan natin na umalis, nagkaroon ng citizenship sa iba, pero dual dito. Pwede mong alisin ang Pilipino sa Pilipinas, pero hindi mo maalis ang Pilipinas sa puso ng Pilipino.
This is a nationwide problem. Pati Davao, nililang na nila. The people of the Philippines are listening. Is this guy telling the truth?
Mayor Duterte, I dare you, kung may mapakita akong tao, pangalan, ospital na talagang natulungan sa Davao City, ikaw ba'y aatras?
The Final Face-Off. Catch the replay of Pilipinas 2016, the presidential town hall debate. This coming election, we can now experience real change through COMELEC's Halalan app.
My status.
Know your voter registration status.
My candidate.
Scrutinize the candidates.
Halalan 101.
Equip yourself with the right election information
My ballot.
that will help you make informed decisions.
Bayan mo, ipatrol mo.
Through the COMELEC Halalan app, safeguarding our votes and answering your election-related questions and complaints got even better.
Halalan News.
Plus, the latest news and information from the leading news organization in the country. COMELEC Halalan app, powered by ABS-CBN. Download free from the App Store and Google Play.
I want a leader who doesn't waste words, time, or apologies. A Filipino, mind, heart, and soul, who gets things done right.
To me, the attributes of a good leader should be intelligence, competence, decisiveness, drive for results, and a spotless reputation. With the country's insurmountable problems, I'd like my president's sleeves to be all rolled up, leading the nation from behind the people.
I want a leader who knows all of his powers and will wield it. I want a person of vision and of heart. Someone who won't need layers of PR and legal people to do his talking and defending. I want an ideas and action man.
Watch ANC's 48-hour coverage starting May 9 at 4 a.m. ANC, your news channel, your partner.
Caroline Howard with your news now. 4 presidential candidates are set to make a final push for votes as they hold their meeting the avance today. Senator Grace Poe rejects the offer of Administration Bet Mar Rojas to unite against presidential frontrunner Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. And London elects Sadiq Khan as its first Muslim mayor. Security concerns prompt poll authorities to recommend at least 87 polling centers in Basilan clustered in safer and more accessible areas, citing the potential threat from the Abu Sayyaf group. Local COMELEC officials said they are still awaiting approval from the COMELEC and Bank before the recommendation will be implemented. Vote counting machines were tested and sealed in Lawag ahead of Monday's elections. Only one major glitch was encountered when a ballot was not accepted by the vote counting machine. A technician explained this was due to the improper setup of the machine. In Ilocos Sur, a few glitches were also encountered, such as paper jams and connection problems. But the COMELEC assures the public there will be technicians on standby to fix problems with the machines. Senator Grace Poe rejects the call of Liberal Party standard-bearer Mar Rojas to join forces to defeat presidential frontrunner Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. Poe insists she will not back out of the presidential race if that's what Rojas has in mind.
Pwede naman kami mag-usap anytime, pero para pangungunahan ko na kung ang iniisip nila ay pag-uusap para merong umatras isa sa amin, hindi ako atras. Secretary Mar, alam mo naman magkaibigan tayo, pwede naman tayo mag-usap maski na kailan. Pero pagdating sa kapakanan ng ating mga kababayan, parang isa sa atin ay umatras, isa naman yatang katrayduran sa kanila na tayo lamang ang magdidesisyon kung sino ang nararapat na magpatuloy.
In a statement, Rojas calls Poe's rejection unfortunate. Meanwhile, LP coalition spokesperson and an Akbayan representative Barry Gutierrez says Rojas was ready to discuss all possible options with Poe.
As far as we were concerned, it would be an exploration of all possible options. We feel that we're in a good position. We're in clear second place at the moment. And we have the momentum going forward to May 9.
President Aquino on Friday called on other presidential bets to unite to beat Duterte, who has a double-digit lead against Poe and Rojas.
Ang problema naman natin, naghati-hati tayo. So, pag sinabing 30% sa kanya, saan yung 70%? O, 70, kaya talunin yung 30. Kung buo tayo.
Meanwhile, political analysts believe the Liberal Party should have firmed up its call to unity to the camp of presidential aspirant Senator Grace Poe in a bid to challenge the lead of presidential frontrunner Davao Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. Political science professor Edmund Tayao from the University of Santo Tomas says Rojas' message was wanting of a definite plan. He adds in a tight political race, breaking a seeming impasse and forming an alliance should also count in political machinery. Following previous attempts to broker a deal between Rojas and Poe in Malacanang, Tayao notes Rojas' call to unity on Friday was a test on the convincing power of President Aquino. UP political science professor Dr. Aris Arugay meanwhile says with the political careers of the candidates at stake, the chance for unity may be too late.
Nung nagsalita si Presidente, parang dapat bang tentative si Presidente o dapat categorical yung call niya for unity? We could have probably considered every option, but precisely the question really was if the option was clear from the very start.
As head of state, I just wish that the President would have called for sobriety and maybe for clean elections, honest elections, before politicking. If we base on his inability to broker this deal between Secretary Rojas and Senator Poe, that was a failure. We're basing on the surveys and on the transferability of the vote. There's a big advantage if the votes will go from Rojas to Poe rather than from Poe to Rojas.
Edmund.
The Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting is also preparing for next week's polls. Bettina Magsaysay now joins us to walk us through the PPCRV's command center. How is it looking like out there, Bettina?
Caroline, the command center for the PPCRV is all set for Monday's elections. All the computers that they're Their telephones here as well are already in place. And a section already has been set out here, prepared for the media who will be covering. Now, the partial and unofficial parallel count will be conducted here at the command center. Of the 8 copies of the election returns, the 4th copy will be given to the PPCRV. Now, earlier, Caroline, a K9 unit inspected the building to check on the security of the area. This is done in the morning and in the evening, as what PPCRV head Anna Singson mentioned, that they are already on heightened alert. Now, technicians have also been checking on the computers to make sure that none of them bug down. Tomorrow, volunteers are expected to be here at the command center, where updates from the coordinators from the different regions will be given to the media. According to Ms. Anna Singson, the Media Communications Director of the PPCRV, at the moment they are having their last coordinators meeting and are undergoing technical run-throughs, such as fixing the security in their website. They are also coordinating the transportation of the election returns on election day from the polling precincts to the command center. And that's the latest here from the command center of the PPCRV. Back to you, Caroline.
Thank you, Bettina, for that overview. The provincial government of Capiz holds a solidarity mass for peaceful elections ahead of Monday's polls. But voter sentiment apparently is divided in Roa City. A look at poll preparations now from Reggie Adosto.
Rojas City is a clear home court for LP standard bearer Mar Rojas. In fact, in a designated area here, campaign materials denouncing the character of his opponent is quite evident throughout the city of Rojas. Even the group of tricycle drivers expressed support for him. Most are saying they wanted to see the next president coming from their own hometown. But not all are convinced. In fact, a driver named Rolando Pamundo would like to vote for VP Binay, for he is liking the platform of government, especially for the poor. For Ninita Mendoza, who is a vendor in Capiz public market, she would rather not say who to vote, for she has not decided yet. Yesterday, testing and sealing of vote counting machines went smoothly here in Rojas City. 4 out of 5 have been sealed and ready for Monday in Rufina Andrada Santos Memorial School, where Secretary Mar Rojas will vote. But one VCM had a minor problem with its memory storage yesterday. However, it was resolved after an IT expert have called Comelec Manila for troubleshooting. Now, all 5 are ready for Monday's vote. There are voters who opted to visit the polling precinct even on a weekend. They wanted to be sure that their names are on the list for a smooth voting process come Monday. For this school, where Mar Rojas will vote, there are 5 clustered precincts with a total of 2,700 voters all in all. On Monday, we expect that security will be beefed up in this school at Rufina Andrada Memorial School in Rojas City. As for the flock of LP supporters will come here, of course, with Secretary Mar Rojas.
That report from Reggie Adosto. Presidential candidates are expected to woo voters for the last time as they hold their meeting de avance today. RG Cruz tells us more.
This is Plaza Miranda on Friday, a day before it hosts Senator Grace Poe's meeting de avance to cap off her campaign. This is Luneta the same day, where workers are setting up for the final campaign of Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. While this is Quezon Memorial Circle, also being spruced up for the meeting de avance of Mar Rojas and his slate. Binay will have his meeting de avance at the corners of Loton Avenue, JP Rizal, and Kalayaan in Makati. All 4 will have nearly simultaneous meeting de avances from late afternoon to evening of Saturday. Officially the last day of this dramatic campaign. Senator Miriam Santiago has yet to finalize her meeting de avance schedule. Political experts say the venues for meeting de avance are meaningful to the campaign. Their final chance to woo votes.
They're basically targeting areas where they can garner more support. If you just simply look at where these candidates are going to, and examine, for example, where are they going to hold their meeting de avance?
The candidates will be holding their meeting de avances, and the place where they will hold their meeting de avances will definitely be symbolic and will be incorporated in their speeches.
Beginning Friday till May 10, the MMDA also deployed over 2,000 of its personnel to manage the traffic flow during rallies and on Election Day. They will also help clean up litter from rallies. RG Cruz, ABS-CBN News.
Now, some companies are giving more reason for Filipinos to head out to polling stations as they offer discounts and freebies for those who will exercise their right to vote. Jackie Pascual tells us more.
Voters will soon get a reprieve from the tedious campaign season and the process of voting. They'll be treated to some freebies right after they cast their ballots. Some businesses are offering special promos exclusive to voters on May 9. Starbucks, Dairy Queen, Chili's, and many other shops have joined the fray. For Simon Seaman, marketing director of Frutas, which also has a buy one take one promo, this is their way of encouraging more people to vote. And he says voters only need to show their finger with indelible ink.
We want the voters to be more critical in choosing the leader. It's all about rewarding the people who really made an effort to make a change on Elections Day.
Richard Amazona, Youth Vote Philippines program head, said he welcomes the promos as it can attract more young people to vote. He clarifies, though the millennials or those aged 18 to 34 years old find the promos a good incentive, they should vote even without the promos.
Millennials will move forward na I'll go vote on May 9. Aagahan ko kasi meron akong pwedeng ikuhang rewards or additional component para sa mga kabataan to go out and vote.
Some youth voters say the promos are good, but it should just be the secondary reason for voting.
Beneficial din naman sa amin, ng consumers, and then at the same time, makakatulong din tayo para maging aware yung iba.
I will vote not just because of that, but also it is my privilege to vote.
But at least one voter says the promos may be the start of a bad trend.
The election becomes more an incentivized way of participating in your political rights. I don't think that it should be a good practice.
Youth Vote Philippines hopes the promos will further raise awareness on the elections and it will attract the youth not only to vote but to be more aware on various issues hounding the country. The finger with indelible ink is your ticket to free coffee and fruit shakes. But businesses and various groups remind the public you should still go out and vote on Monday with or without the freebies. Jackie Pascual, ABS-CBN News.
As we reported earlier, Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte will be holding his meeting the avance at the Luneta Park this afternoon. Let's get an update now from ABS-CBN's Rafi Santos. Rafi.
Yes, Caroline, it's scorching hot here in Luneta Park, but that hasn't stopped the supporters of Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte from starting to fill the Luneta area here. At the moment, the police estimate that there are at least 2,000 people here right now, and they're expecting more people to come in the next couple of hours. The campaign sortie or the meeting de avance is expected to start at around 5 p.m. with Davao City Mayor and presidential candidate Rodrigo Duterte and his running mate Senator Peter Cayetano. Now the program here has started. The supporters are starting to stream into the facility, into the venue, and they're being secured by hundreds of policemen and also military personnel. Armed military personnel are here patrolling the perimeter. Now, even though it's scorching hot here, Caroline, it hasn't stopped people from coming in, and as we speak, more people from around the area are starting to come into the venue, which has been barricaded. It has metal fences around the area and can hold about, if you can remember, the last big event here was the Quiapo procession earlier this year, and that held about 2 million, 1.5 million people. And if they can fill that, according to supporters and organizers here, if they can fill at least half of that, they will consider this event to be a very, very big success indeed. Now, Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte is expected to come here around 5 p.m. in the afternoon and for his meeting de avance that will be finished at around 11 or 12 in the evening. Now we are expecting Senator Peter Cayetano to arrive any moment now, as he will be the first to speak before Mayor Duterte. Caroline?
Thank you, Rafi Santos. They're reporting to us from Manila, where he said some 2,000 supporters have already gathered at the Rizal Park in Luneta, Manila, for the meeting de avance of presidential aspirant Rodrigo Duterte, currently the front-runner, and more supporters are streaming into the venue. Up next, Britons in London elect their first Muslim mayor. Stay tuned for that and other stories making the news now.
Bagong Surf with Fabric Conditioner. Binibigyan ang damit ng paulit, ulit, ulit na halimuyak ang bangong nakakagana sa bawat laba. Bagong Surf with Fabric Conditioner. 5 pesos lang.
This May 25, ANC brings you a global business leader, one of Britain's most innovative businessmen, the founder of the Virgin Group, one of the most well-known brands around the world. Watch Sir Richard Branson and be inspired by his success story in the Asian Innovation and Entrepreneurship Forum, an ANC leadership series. For ticket inquiries, call 891-9999. For corporate group sales, call Inspire Leadership Consultancy 0917-539-5291. Be prepared to try anything once.
On May 9th, we are going to elect leaders who will shape the future of our nation.
Join us as we bring minute-by-minute reports on the 2016 Philippine elections.
From different live points in the country and around the globe.
A 48-hour marathon coverage that will start before the polls open.
As usual, we are first in and last out.
Helping you make sense of the data, telling stories of people.
This is ANC Halalan Coverage.
Bagong Surf with Fabric Conditioner. Binibigyan ang damit ng paulit, ulit, ulit na halimuyak ang bangong nakakagana sa bawat laba. Bagong Surf with Fabric Conditioner. 5 pesos lang.
Okay, Mr. Mac. Doon nami.
Doon na yun. Dito nami.
See you, Mr. Mac.
Babayo. Ano ka ba? Bakit?
Pwedeng pumunta ng pool?
Eh kasi meron pa ako. Oh, Turo. Pupunta raw sa pool, samahan mo.
Yes, Sir Mac.
Oh, pag gumagamit ka pa niyan, katabi mo na ako eh.
Halika na.
Sige po. Diba Arthur name mo? Bakit Toro tawag sa inyo ni Mr. Mac?
Hayaan mo siya. Trip niya yun eh. Walang basagan ng trip, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Right now, let's go. American voices heard on a video showing the raging battle that killed Charles Keating, a Navy SEAL in northern Iraq.
This was a gunfight, and so there were bullets everywhere.
ISIS showing it still can mount lethal operations.
We think there were at least 125 enemy fighters involved in this fairly complicated, complex attack. It was a big fight, one of the largest we've seen recently.
But ISIS hardly the only bad actors. In Syria, near the Turkish border, a devastating aerial assault on a displaced persons camp, a place that is supposed to be safe.
They are killers. Bashar al-Assad, Iran, and Russia. All are killers. See here? There are no young men here. All are women and children.
There is no claim of responsibility. Russia says the al-Qaeda affiliate al-Nusra may have done it. The U.S. says it doesn't know who was behind the attack. Al-Nusra, meanwhile, claims it shot this aerial video showing coordinated attacks against Syrian regime positions in Aleppo. Al-Nusra is not party to the ceasefire. Growing concerns about the power of al-Nusra as a terror presence. Building strength while so much attention is placed on ISIS competing for power against the regime.
Mounting concern that as ISIS is rolled back in some parts of Syria, that Jabhat al-Nusra will step in to fill the void. This is a group with a very strong position in Idlib province.
All of this making it less likely the August deadline for political transition from Bashar al-Assad to a new government will be met.
Opposition leaders are understandably reluctant to come to the table with people who are, at the very same time, authorizing military assaults against their constituents.
Over in Australia, thick smoke blanketed Sydney as firefighters conduct hazard reduction burns in the Blue Mountains. So authorities have advised people with asthma or lung conditions to reduce outdoor activities until the smoke clears. Landmarks such as the Harbour Bridge, and Sydney Tower were barely visible because of the haze. Controlled burns do not remove the threat of a bushfire, but they will decrease the likelihood of a more serious fire spreading across wider areas. Palawan has proven to be a popular destination for tourists who want to enjoy some of the world's most beautiful beaches. You may have taken a trip to Puerto Princesa or Coron, but there's another place worth a visit. Here's a look.
Dumaran is one of Palawan's northern towns that is getting rave reviews from tourists for its sand beaches, breathtaking diving and snorkeling spots, as well as diverse species of marine animals, birds and fauna. Dumaran is about 4 to 5 hours of travel away from Puerto Princesa. From mainland Dumaran, you can check out the white sands in Maraneg Beach or visit the brown sand beaches in Salimbanog. In Rinambacan Island, tourists can enjoy not only in the pure white sand, but also the Matinlo corals. The word Matinlo means wonderful in Cuyunon. Visitors in the island of Encantasia can dive in the kingdom of corals, where they can see corals of various shapes and sizes. In Calampuan Island, corals are visible even in the shallow parts of the beach, but you'll be tempted to dive and see the queen corals, with some appearing like colorful bouquets of flowers. At night, Calampuan Island, known as Dumaran's sweetest island, offers a romantic vibe for campers.
Mararamdaman mo po yung simoy ng hangin, yung tunog ng alon.
Gotta go. The Strongman organization is giving a Mother's Day gift for so-called Strongman moms. Here's a look.
Jessica Hopkins shows off her new baby to friends. And then she gets to work, lifting 50-pound beer kegs over and over, preparing for her next strongman competition. She says the exercise helps her both physically and mentally.
You're pushing yourself to get through the events. And at the end, you feel like proud of yourself that you really were able to do that, which is awesome.
The Strongman Corporation is a national group that brings together people from all walks of life. Its competitions involve lifting, dragging, or throwing tremendously heavy weights. Women now make up 35% of the 20,000 Strongman members in the U.S., and a new rule change could help keep women in the group. It allows women who have competed at higher levels to drop back to the novice level after giving birth. That makes both the organization stronger and the moms, says gym owner Stephanie Tropia.
It will sort of take the pressure off, women who were so used to competing at a certain level.
The new rule is a gift for new moms, just in time for Mother's Day.
But Strongman, aren't all moms? An art exhibit in New York takes pigeons to new heights. Take a look.
With the call of a whistle, art is elevated into new heights in New York as 2,000 pigeons tagged with tiny LED lights ascend into the night sky. The public art project called Fly By Night is the brainchild of artist Duke Riley, who wants to pay homage to the birds that are a common sight in this city.
I think it's a collaborative project between me and the pigeons, whether it's a performance or maybe it's just a drawing that they're doing in the sky,
Once revered for their homing abilities, pigeon keeping was a popular pastime in New York on city tenement rooftops, until many dropped the hobby because of soaring real estate prices.
A lot of the reasons that it's becoming more and more difficult is somewhat to do with the attitudes that people have about pigeons.
But the airborne spectacle did change the attitude of most spectators.
As a bystander of many pigeons in my life, I like to see them so illuminated and trained. So it's really beautiful.
It's wild to be out in Brooklyn on the water and to see thousands of pigeons, kind of like fireflies and stars flying around.
Fly By Night is presented by the nonprofit organization Creative Time and will be repeated each weekend through June 12th.
And that's your news now. I'm Caroline Howard. We'll have more updates for you at 4.
leader who has an actual desire to make this country a better place. That desire can only go so far. That person, that leader, also has to inspire.
I recognize leadership in those who not only have the ability to motivate, the ability to get things done, people who are selfless and who have vision, but someone who can combine all of this so that the people that they lead will want to be the best they can be.
I want a leader who will make Filipinos proud whenever he or she faces the international community. A true statesman who will protect Philippine interests.
Watch ANC's 48-hour coverage starting